The Lagos sun beat down, but Femi's ambition burned brighter. Fresh out of university, a degree crumpled somewhere in a forgotten box, Femi had no patience for the struggle. He watched his peers scramble for entry-level jobs, hawking wares, or learning trades, and he scoffed. Sharp, he declared to anyone who'd listen, adjusting his perpetually untucked shirt. That's how you make it in this Lagos. No time for all this slow. Femi was a firm believer that success was a hidden cheat code, and he was determined to find it without breaking a sweat. His mind wasn't conditioned for hard work, it was set for an immediate jackpot. He'd scrolled through social media, seeing flashy lifestyles, convinced they were all just one idea away from instant wealth. Why build a foundation when you could build a skyscraper with a single magic brick? This mindset was his biggest, most comical handicap. His first grand scheme came in 2018. Femi decided he was destined to be a Forex trading guru. He has seen ads promising millions with just 30 minutes a day. He drained his small savings, money meant for job applications and transport, on a blurry online course taught by a guy who looked like he traded out of his mom's basement. "See, guys," Femi announced to his skeptical friends, brandishing a printout of a complex-looking chart he didn't understand. "This is the future. You work smart, not hard." He set up a trading desk in his cramped room, an old laptop on a rickety table, surrounded by printouts of dollar signs. He'd stride around, backing imaginary orders into a non-existent headset. "Sell. Buy. The market is reading me," he'd exclaim, utterly oblivious. His actual traits, catastrophic. He'd panic buy whenever a line went up, then panic sell when it dipped, convinced he was outsmarting the system. One afternoon, he managed to turn his remaining 50,000 naira, about $100, into a grand total of 5,000 naira, about $10, in less than an hour. He then tried to blame his internet provider. "The network was against me," he wailed to his equally broke friends, who just exchanged knowing glances. "It's a conspiracy to keep the small man down." He then started charting his losses as strategic exits. Undeterred by the Forex debacle, Femi's eyes lit up in early 2020 at a new opportunity, a digital empowerment platform that promised daily returns just for recruiting new members. It was, of course, a thinly veiled pyramid scheme. "It's not a pyramid, it's a network," Femi insisted, his voice booming with forced confidence as he tried to explain the convoluted structure to his aunt, who sold roasted plantains by the roadside. "You bring two, those two bring two, and boom. Cash flow." He borrowed money from his aunt, a mere in 20,000, but still significant for her, promising her double in a month. He even convinced a couple of his younger cousins, dazzled by his animated promises of Lamborghinis and mansions, to chip in their pocket money. Femi spent weeks attending online seminars, clapping enthusiastically, and sharing motivational memes. He imagined himself at the top of a grand pyramid of wealth, looking down on the slow workers. Then, inevitably, the platform's website vanished. The WhatsApp groups went silent. The CEO was untraceable. Femi was left with empty pockets, a furious aunt who now gave him suspicious glances, and heartbroken cousins. He tried to spin it. "It's a technical glitch. They'll be back. You just have to have faith." Nobody bought it. His reputation among even his most forgiving family members plummeted faster than his fake investment returns. He was now an expert in explaining unforeseen market corrections. By late 2021, job prospects were bleak, and his schemes had only deepened his debt. Femi decided that his true calling was entertainment. "I have charisma," he declared, practicing exaggerated facial expressions in the cracked mirror of his room. "The people need to laugh or cry with my soulful voice." He signed up for a local talent show called Lagos Next Big Thing, convinced his star power was simply waiting to be discovered. He chose to sing a popular Afrobeat song, completely off-key, while attempting dance moves that resembled a confused octopus. The audience's polite applause quickly turned to bewildered silence, then stifled giggles, and finally, outright laughter. The judges looked pained. One simply said, "Next." Femi walked off stage, genuinely baffled. "They don't understand genius," he muttered, sweat plastering his shirt to his back. "It's too avant-garde for them." But the live footage on social media, mercilessly shared, painted a different picture. He was a meme. His friends sent him laughing emojis for weeks. The public humiliation was a bitter pill that Femi pretended was just misunderstood artistry. By early 2023, Femi was truly at rock bottom. He tried every sharp part he could imagine, and each had led to a comical disaster. He had no skills, no stable income, and a reputation as the local ski master. Most people would give up, learn a trade, or settle for a steady job. But not Femi. Femi simply shifted his strategy. He realized his true talent wasn't making money, but talking about making money. Or rather, talking about almost making money. He dusted off his old phone, set up a new social media profile, and reinvented himself as Femi the Futurist. His content: hilariously detailed breakdowns of his failed ventures. "Today, I'll teach you why my 50,000 naira Forex strategy was ahead of its time," he'd declare, pointing at a whiteboard covered in incomprehensible squiggles. Or, "The secret to surviving a pyramid scheme collapse. Pure belief, my friends." He'd recount his talent show disaster as a performance piece designed to challenge conventional artistry. Surprisingly, due to the sheer absurdity, his unshakable confidence, and the genuine, if unintentional, humor of his content, Femi started to gain a following. People watched him for the laughs, for the sheer audacity of his optimism in the face of repeated failure. Some even sent him small donations for his unconventional business insights. He started hosting poorly attended but passionately delivered masterclasses in community centers, charging a nominal fee. Femi never became rich, or learned a traditional skill, or held a steady job. But he managed to survive, perpetually believing he was on the cusp of his next big break. He was the perpetual sharp schemer, now ironically monetizing his own spectacular failures. He was living proof that in Lagos, sometimes, the greatest skill is the unwavering belief in a shortcut, even when all evidence points to a dead end. Femi the Futurist was still chasing the wind, but now, he was getting paid to talk about it.
Time waits for no one. Wishing and dreaming are not enough. Clarity and action are what create a meaningful life. Don't waste years in indecision. Start where you are, choose a path, and build as you go. Regret is far heavier than failure. Do well to subscribe to Stories Platter for more engaging stories as this. Thank you.